Lost Language of Angels, Fact or Fiction? October 2, 2019. Human beings have thousands upon thousands of spoken and written languages, which have been with us since ancient times. Some of these languages have been lost to history or extinct, or they have too few speakers to highlight them. But one of the strangest of them is a language that is not for humans but given to us by supposed royal angels. The Lost Language of Angels, Fact or Fiction? It is a language supposedly lost to history, which has appeared again and become a puzzle that has not really been solved. This is the story of the lost language of angels. In the 16th century, occultist, spiritual medium, mathematician, astronomer and astrologer John Dee was a respected and influential member of London society and scientific advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. This was not a man associated with quackery at first, having no interest in the paranormal, but together with occult colleague Edward Kelly in 1581, they began to claim that after years of attempts to contact the spirit world, they were able to communicate with real royal angels, and that reason what they were able to do so was that they made their first forays into breaking the supposedly ancient lost language of angels. The idea of some language other than humans and used for angels was not new at the time, but it had always been a mystery we should never know and should be forever beyond our reach. However, it was widely believed that if one could learn this angelic language, one would be free to talk with them and gain access to all sorts of secret knowledge and great powers. According to Dee and Kelly, they were able to do just that by using rituals and various paraphernalia, such as a crystal ball and a black obsidian mirror. During these sessions, it was claimed that angels would appear to them, and a stone was used to record everything they said. These manifesting angels were supposed to teach them their language and made incredible claims that the use of this language would allow practitioners access to great supernatural powers and would change the landscape of Europe itself. John Dee called this language angelic heavenly discourse and first language of God Christ, although it is now more commonly referred to as Enochian, and was supposedly claimed by angels that it had been spoken since the beginning of the universe, which was the language God used to create the world and was later used by Adam to speak with God and the angels. In fact, it was claimed that Adam would forget the language and create Proto-Hebrew based on what he could remember from Enochian, which would become what Dee calls universal human language. According to the angels that Dee and Kelly were supposed to interact with, the last human speaker of the language before them was the biblical patriarch Enoch, who lived 365 years before being taken to heaven without dying, and who they were chosen to reveal again to the human species. To this end, Dee and Kelly have documented and narrated this mysterious language in their private journals, describing grammar, syntax, vocabulary, and even a sophisticated written script that is read from right to left and comes from many different sources. This collection of material would form the basis of his book Liber Loagathuk of God's Discourse, which consists of 49 large tables of letters containing countless Enochian words and all grammar and syntax. The two occultists reportedly recorded hundreds of conversations with angels in this language, and the diaries of Dee and Kelly contain detailed drawings of the Enochian alphabet, which are actually more like glyphs. Dee would use this alphabet to write her work called Angelic or Enochian Keys, which is composed of 48 poetic verses, called Claves Angelicae, or Angelic Keys, which are closely linked to the Enochian magic system, or basically angel-powered magic, and they were seen as essential for learning angelic language. The Enochian language would be discovered in recent years within these writings and periodicals and studied by linguists, which would prove to shed more light on this mystical language, although there is the problem that parts of Dee's original manuscripts on the subject were lost. Opinions about the validity of this mystical language vary, and its veracity as the language of angels depends largely on who you ask. For some, it is the oldest language in the universe and a powerful tool for contacting kingdoms beyond ours, while others are more skeptical. Linguists believe that, although well thought out, the Enochian is suspiciously similar to English in many respects, and careful analysis of the language has shown that it is not really so special for a supposed divine language, but also exhibits characteristics that simply do not. They are present in naturally occurring languages. Basically, for all its complexity, it looks like it was created rather than naturally formed, probably using English as a model. It is simply not a consistent language. It is full of strange anomalies, and sometimes almost too perfect, while others show qualities of glossolalia or speaking in tongues. in which there are syllables and words similar to speech that have no real inherited meaning, but that seem some form of language including accent, rhythm, intonation and pauses. Despite these criticisms of linguistics, the Enochian language has become very popular among occultists and practitioners of magic, becoming popularized by well-known figures such as Aleister Crowley, Israel Regardie and Anton LaVey, and perhaps, ironically, has become a reference language for rituals and satanic practices. Considering that many of the original notes have been lost, it is really difficult to get a clear picture of the extent of this Ost language, and it has remained steeped in mystery, with some claiming that it is the key to great power, and others just a scam invented. Had Dean Kelly really discovered a language lost in power, or is it all just an invention? Whatever the answer, the supposed lost language of angels has managed to maintain its mystique and to be discussed even today.